Good morning. We're the Small Business Champion and partners for the EPA Small Business Programs, is that correct? Well, my name is Denise Sermons, and I'm the Director of the Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization, and I have the distinct privilege of welcoming you all to EPA's 29th Annual Small Business Program Award Ceremony. This is the time and place where we recognize all of the hard work and all of the contributions that went into EPA's program for fiscal year 2018. And as we begin to prepare to recognize all of our accomplishments, I ask that you please rise as we get the presentation of the colors by the Coolidge High School ROTC, and that will be followed by the national anthem that will be sung by Ms. Deborah Thomas from EPA's Office of Civil Rights.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Another round of applause for the Coolidge High School, ROTC, and of course, our own songbird, Ms. Thomas. Please be seated. Now let me try to unwind a little bit and get a little relaxed, because this, after all, is a celebration, right? As I mentioned earlier, we're celebrating our 2018 accomplishments, and every year, we in the Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization, we host this administrator's 29th Annual Small Business Program Awards, and we strategically time the awards to coincide with National Small Business Week. And we do that for a reason, because they really complement each other. As most of you have seen, the administrator's commitment that came out earlier this week, National Small Business Week really focuses on the small businesses and the contributions they make to our communities, to our nation, and to our national economy. Well, our Small Business Awards focuses on our collective work as an agency and with our external partners to support those small businesses and to further their sustainability. And we do that as we conduct the very hard work of this agency in protecting human health and the environment. And so it's really exciting to see you all here to join us in this really important celebration. And I was really scanning the room, not only admiring how great you all look, but trying to recognize who's here and very present to support us as we move forward. And I'm so glad to see so many senior leaders that are joining us. Others from our sister agency are here as well. And then we're blessed with the benefit of folks joining us remotely through EPA TV. So thank you all for being here. And of course, we could not be more excited to have with us live and in person our esteemed administrator, Andrew Wheeler. We know in our office, and I'm sure you all have seen as well, that Administrator Wheeler, from the inception of his return to EPA last year, has demonstrated his commitment to our small business programs. And he's also shown a keen willingness to lead the small business charge on behalf of the agency. Now, I don't know if you recall this, Administrator Wheeler, but it was last year, I don't even think it was 2 weeks into you coming on board, you were standing at this podium and delivering remarks. And so we'll always remember that, particularly since that might have been one of your first addresses to EPA. It might have been, but may not. So we were excited. And then it might have been 1 month later, do you recall that small business conference that you attended? It was here in DC, and it was really a contentious group. And the administrator, just a couple of months into his tenure, was there again to deliver, it was featured remarks, as I recall. And then, against my advice, imagine that, he opened it up to questions. And my hair was on fire. But of course, he is the administrator and he has that superior judgment. He handled it brilliantly, and I was sealed as your supporter as well. And now here we are a year later, and he's back with us. So for that, sir, we say thank you so very much. We're very grateful. So I do want to share a little bit of his background with you before calling him up. Very little. All right, so the administrator, as we know, was Senate confirmed as the 15th EPA administrator on February 28th, 2019. He was previously confirmed by the Senate as the deputy administrator of EPA in April 2018. Administrator Wheeler has dedicated his career to advancing sound environmental policies. His first job after law school was at EPA as a career employee. He served as the, special assistant to the Pollution Prevention and Toxic Office, where he received 3 bronze medals. After his time at EPA, Administrator Wheeler moved to Congress, where he eventually became the Majority Staff Director and Chief Counsel of the Senate Committee on Environmental and Public Works. Along with his other many accomplishments, Administrator Wheeler is an Eagle Scout, dear to my heart, and he has climbed Kilimanjaro. Clearly, Administrator Wheeler has dedicated to his career to environmental protection and civil service. We are so grateful again to have you with us today. Please join me in welcoming Administrator Wheeler.
Good morning. It's great to be with you today. Thank you, Denise, for the introduction. And you are correct. It was my first address of any kind as a deputy administrator. I think it was my second week on the job. It may have been this podium, but it actually wasn't this room. We're over in the map room. And I remember making a joke at the time because that was my first time in the map room since my mock confirmation hearing, and I just brought back all these horrible memories of being questioned by the EPA staff for about 3 hours that day in preparation for my confirmation hearing. I feel much more comfortable today. This is a beautiful room, and it's really good to be with you all. I was very impressed with the color guard and very impressed with the singing of the national anthem. What a beautiful voice. Thank you. It's my pleasure to welcome you to EPA's Small Business Awards ceremony. This ceremony is the agency's annual event to recognize the contributions of our small business champions within EPA, as well as the small businesses that help us achieve the agency's mission. I want to thank each of you for working with and supporting EPA's small business program. Your efforts and accomplishments have created unique opportunities for EPA programs to work hand in hand with the small business community. We all know that small businesses are the backbone of our nation's economy and the cornerstone of many local communities. They are also incubators of innovative ideas and products that improve the lives and protect the environment. In fact, small businesses produce 10 times as many patents as large firms. I am proud to say that EPA goes above and beyond to uphold its partnership with U.S. small businesses and the families that they support. In fiscal year 2018, the agency exceeded the 23% statutory small business procurement goal by awarding over 43% of its contracting dollars to small businesses. That 43% translates to more than $670 million. And that's not the only way we support small businesses. We also assist them in compliance with environmental regulations. And for the 13th year in a row, EPA received an A rating for its compliance assistance efforts on the Small Business Administration's annual report to Congress. As many of you know, one of my top priorities for the agency is to provide greater regulatory certainty to the American public. This is especially important for small businesses, many of which are family-owned and operated. Oftentimes, these businesses don't have the resources or personnel needed to navigate overly complex regulations or burdensome requirements. That is why we are continually finding ways to reduce unnecessary regulatory burdens and streamline other processes such as permitting. By providing greater regulatory certainty, we're creating a climate where entrepreneurs can take risks, test new ideas, and deliver products and solutions that will grow their businesses. I think the recent unemployment numbers and strong economic growth we're experiencing are proof that this approach is paying dividends. I am honored to be part of today's ceremony, and I want to express my gratitude for all of your hard work and accomplishments. Thank you for prioritizing our nation's small businesses, and I'm grateful for your commitment to EPA's small business program. Congratulations in particular to all of the award recipients today for their dedication and achievements. Thank you for your time, and it's a privilege for me to speak with you all here today. Thank you very much.
One more round of applause for our administrator, please. Now, I was surveying the audience, and what I didn't take note of is our senior leaders standing behind the food of all things. But I have to pause to thank them both for assisting us not only with this awards ceremony, but with all of the Small Business Week activities. Ms. Nancy Gratham, the Principal Deputy Assistant Administrator for Public Affairs, you and your team were just completely indispensable in supporting us this past week, actually the past 2 weeks, so thank you so very much. Chief of Staff Ryan Jackson for making this possible. You know what you did behind the scenes together with our illustrious Acting Deputy Chief of Staff, Miss Helena Wooden-Aguilar. Thank you guys so much. All right, now on to the awards. That is, after all, why we are all here, is for the presentation of the awards. And so I will call up the one and only Deputy Director for OSDBU, Ms. Joan Rogers. Just kidding, that will help with the presentation, and she will be assisted by Ms. Venus Weaver, who's in our small business contracting team. And I'm also going to call to assist with the presentation to the award recipients, Ms. Helena Wooden-Aguilar. I'll turn the mic over to you, Joan.
Thank you. Good morning. It is a pleasure to be here to provide to you the recipients of the fiscal year 2018 Small Business Awards. So the first award that will be presented today is the Administrator's Award for Outstanding Direct Procurement Program Achievement. The recipient of this award is Michael Oteriano. This award is being presented to Michael for his outstanding efforts in awarding 21 small business set-aside contracts under the agency's new Superfund Remedial Acquisition Framework. This set-aside for environmental services and operations represents an unprecedented small business opportunity valued at $850 million over a 10-year period. Accepting this award for Michael Oteriano is Larry Wells.
Thank you, sir.
We would also like to recognize the Environmental Services and Operations team that assisted Michael in this effort. The team includes Kate Garufi, Barbara McDonough, Janet Menz, Robert Jennings, Bonnie Kane Sharp, Alejandra Airbaz, Raul D. Scott Jr., Sarah McGraw, and Kimberly Patrick. If you could please come forward.
So we have a few people. We'll stand at the back and you guys come on up. Okay, you give it to the mic.
Thank you. The second award to be presented today is another Administrator's Award for Outstanding Direct Procurement Program Achievement. The recipient of this award for FY 2018 is Chester Stovall. This award is being presented to Chester for his outstanding small business procurement support in Region 7. Mr. Stovall has provided outstanding and ongoing support to the small business community and has assisted EPA's Region 7 in meeting and exceeding its small business goals. Accepting this award is Chester Stovall.
So this is actually a Lifetime Achievement Award for Mr. Chester Stovall, who we understand will be retiring at the end of June, much to our dismay. But congratulations to Chester. And it was just pointed out, and I apologize for not recognizing it, that the Region 7, I don't know why I said 6, Regional Administrator is with us this morning, so I invite him to take this photograph with us.
Thank you.
All right. The next award that is being presented is the Administrator's Award for Outstanding Accomplishments by a Woman-Owned Small Business Contractor. The recipient of this award is Environmental Compliance Office Incorporated. This award is being presented to Environmental Compliance Office Incorporated for providing outstanding support to the Great Lakes National Program, as well as their services to promote community involvement and partner recruitment. Accepting the award for Environmental Compliance Office Incorporated is Vimala Anashetty.
Congratulations. Thank you.
The fourth award being presented is the Administrator's Award for Outstanding Accomplishments by a Tribal Contractor. The recipient of this award is Cherokee Nation System Solutions. This award is being presented to Cherokee Nation System Solutions for providing outstanding support to the e-Manifest program through its help desk services. Cherokee Nation System Solutions worked under immense pressure and tight deadlines with very minimal guidance, exhibiting a high level of professionalism and service. Accepting this award for Cherokee Nation System Solutions are Laura Evans, Joe Harrison, and Rhonda Martinez.
Congratulations. Thank you.
The fifth award that will be presented is for the Administrator's Award for Outstanding Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Accomplishments by an EPA employee or group. The recipient of this award is the Office of Chemical Safety and Pollution Prevention's Fees Rule Team. The award is being presented to the Fees Rule Team for their instrumental role in the success of the Toxic Substance Control Act, TSCA, Fees Rule. Their efforts have had a significant impact on the small business community and those who must comply with the TSCA fee requirements. Accepting this award, Melissa Chun, Mark Hartman, Eric Cook, Cody Rice, Hans Scheifele, and Ryan Smith. Also on the team is Stephanie Suezo.
And you want to stop.
The sixth award to be presented is the Administrator's Award for Outstanding Accomplishments by a Small Business Contractor. The recipient of this award is Green Technologies, LLC. This award is being presented to Green Technologies, LLC for exceeding expectations in developing and commercializing a sustainable and innovative treatment and nutrient recovery process for wastewater through EPA's Small Business Innovation Research Program. Green Technologies, LLC has proven to be a leader in innovation, problem-solving, and achieving project results. Accepting this award on behalf of Green Technologies, LLC is Marla Buchanan.
I know, me too. Welcome to my world.
The seventh award to be presented is the Administrator's Award for Outstanding Accomplishments by a Small Business Trade Association or State Small Business Environmental Assistance Provider in providing technical environmental assistance to the small business community. The recipient of this award is Tony Pendola, State of North Carolina's Department of Environmental Quality. This award is being presented to Tony for his technical guidance and perseverance in seeing through an effort to sway agency opinion to help reduce unnecessary burdens on small businesses and to encourage small business compliance assistance. Accepting this award for Tony Pendola is Paula Hogue. The eighth award is the Administrator's Award for Outstanding State and/or Local Performance Achievement. The recipient of this award is Metropolitan District Commission. This award is being presented to Metropolitan District Commission for their outstanding efforts in implementing a results-oriented program for the inclusion of disadvantaged business enterprises on the EPA-funded Clean Water Project. Accepting the award are Stephen Bonafante and Michael Jefferson. The ninth award to be presented is the Administrator's Award for Outstanding Accomplishments by a Large Prime Contractor. The recipient of this award is Eastern Research Group, Incorporated, ERG. This award is being presented to ERG for their leadership in providing small business assistance, outreach support, and contract opportunities to EPA's small business community. In the past 5 years, ERG has participated in 16 of EPA's small business outreach events. Their efforts of subcontracting in small businesses has proven to be invaluable to EPA's mission. Accepting this award are David Myers and Laura Harwood. Thank you. The 10th and final Administrator's Award is the Award for Outstanding Accomplishments by an EPA employee or group in support of small businesses impacted by EPA regulations. The award recipient is Andrew Anderson. Andrew is being recognized for his outstanding support as a regional small business liaison. For years, Mr. Anderson has been a champion of the Small Business Compliance Assistance Program and is recognized for his contributions in planning state Small Business Environmental Assistance Program events in EPA's Region 5. Accepting this award for Andrew Anderson is Paula Hogue.
Thank you so much, Joan. That's exciting. Congratulations to all of our Administrator Award recipients. You guys did an exceptional job, and it was our pleasure to present this award for the length and the breadth of the accomplishments that we heard about this morning. So now we're going to move on in the program, and we have the benefit of hearing from one of the small businesses that received an award. and that's going to share some interesting things about what they continue to do in growing their company. And to help us introduce that award recipient, we have with us Wallace Sermons, who is the head of OSDBU's Office of, well, our, what should I call it, our unit, our functional unit, which is for small business contracting. So let's welcome Wallace up to the podium. Thanks, Wallace. Sorry about that.
Well, good morning again. It is a pleasure to be here with you and to have the opportunity to introduce our keynote speaker, Mrs. Marla Buchanan from Green Technologies. Green Technologies is a technology and manufacturing company that develops and processes products for nutrient recovery and recycling. Mrs. Buchanan, one of the founding members of Green Technologies, is a pioneer in the biosolids industry and serves as their Chief Operating Officer and General Counsel. Her experience has helped Green Technologies receive the prestigious EPA Small Business Innovation Research Award in 2015. Under the SBIR program, Green Technologies, through much hard work and success, has gone on to develop and commercialize an innovative treatment and process that has helped them win recognition for an EPA Administrator's Small Business Award today. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Marla Buchanan from Green Technologies.
Wow, I am truly honored to be here today on behalf of Green Technologies, and I would be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge my partner, Dr. Amir Varshovi, who could not be here today, who has been a great leader for our small business. But, you know, I look out here today and it kind of, you know, gives me a flashback to the journey of how I got here. And when I look out here, I see like everybody here has helped us get to this point in our company today, and so I truly thank all of you. We started Green Technologies back in 1999. Dr. Varshovi came to me and said, I've got this idea, I've got this concept, and you know, will you help me make it happen? And so we formed Green Technologies, and of course, as a brand new small business, the very first thing that we did was go online and buy one of those small business plans, right? And so we started working through that process of putting together our business plan, and the very first thing that we had to come up with was our mission statement, our value proposition. And so we were always focused on utilizing resources that were just being thrown away. And one of our focuses, and still remains a focus today, was recovering nutrients from water and wastewater. And so our mission statement became developing products and sustainable products and processes from byproducts of the water and wastewater treatment industries. And that was 20 years ago, and here we are today. So we're so proud of all of the things that we have been able to accomplish. And we have developed different patents, and we have a commercial line of Green Edge branded fertilizer products, all derived from byproducts that have been recovered from water and wastewater. So nitrogen, phosphorus, all of the key nutrients that go to grow our food, that go to grow our lawns and our plants, we are able to recover those nutrients and recycle them into fertilizers and plant nutrients that benefit humanity, really. Otherwise, we'd be mining those nutrients. We would be basically producing environmental pollution by trying to manufacture those nutrients. And so it really has been our mission. And we see it as a full circle opportunity to really contribute back. When the SBIR program, Phase 1 program came about, we saw that grant opportunity as an opportunity to move our R&D forward. As a small business, obviously resources are always in demand, and you never have enough of them, right? Money, human resources, you're always looking for more so that you can do the things that you want to do and grow your business. And that's what the SBIR program has provided for us today through this grant program. And I see April Richards sitting over there, who's been with us from the very beginning of our Phase 1 and through our Phase 2. And that program has just really been invaluable in helping us to develop a phosphorus adsorption filter that's a unique and innovative technology to help clean our waters. I'm from Florida. Our company's based in Florida. I know algae blooms in our water bodies are a major issue all over the United States. And of course, Florida is surrounded by water on 3 sides, so it's a particular focus. This technology we are so excited about basically uses a unique patented filter media that absorbs phosphorus from the water. So it actually removes it, and then we're able to recover that phosphorus and recycle it into our Green Edge brand of products. What makes it unique is typical treatments basically include adding additional chemicals to water to push the phosphorus down into the lake beds, into the river beds, so phosphorus is never actually removed. So you don't ever really solve that problem of the algae blooms. This technology allows us to remove it, and then we can reuse that filter media over and over again through a regeneration process we've developed, so it keeps capital costs down. And so that is one of the things that we've been working on for the past few years to develop and commercialize, and we're almost at the end of that process. We're going to be rolling it out hopefully at the end of the year, the beginning of next year, on a small scale to end users and distributors that we work through currently with our Green Edge brand. So we're super excited, but I will tell you, I don't know that we would have ever been able to develop that technology without everyone's help here in the room today. If we were, it would maybe have taken us many more years to get to the point we are today. So the SBIR program really has provided us that opportunity to do what a lot of small businesses don't have the opportunity to do, and that's invest in R&D. Thomas Edison said, and I'll quote him because it's one of my favorite quotes, basically, he said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." And that's R&D, right? So not everybody has the luxury of finding ways that won't work. And the SBIR program gives you that opportunity to find the way that does. And so we are so thankful for that. Basically, I'll leave you with a quote from Sylvia, let's see, what was her name? Sylvia Earle, and they said, "There's plenty of water in the universe with no life, but there is no life without water." And so we hope that our filter goes one step further to help protect those water resources. We are, again, as I said, very, very honored to be receiving this award today. We're still looking for investors, and we hope to get this out in a big way in the next year. So thank you so very much.
That was awesome. Isn't that good work? So just a word about what Marla says that I think is indicative of why it's so important for us to showcase our small businesses. Did you hear the innovation and the ingenuity that Marla's firm brings to EPA's really furthering our core mission? There's so many other small businesses that are out there that do just that. And we saw from one of our large business awardee recipients, ERG, that they are giving back to small businesses. The interesting thing about ERG is they were once a small business. In fact, 30 years ago, EPA gave ERG the award for being Small Business of the Year. And here they are receiving it for being the large business that really supports our mission. So thank you both for all that you do for the agency in furthering our mission to protect human health and the environment. All right, so now we're in the position to move a little higher in the presentation of awards, and so I'll call Joan Rogers back up to the podium to share with us the Director's Awards. And Wallace, why don't you come on up with me and so we can take the photos together.
Wonderful. It is my pleasure to present to you the OSBU Directors Awards, which recognize the EPA regions and AA ships that met or exceeded the agency's small business goals in at least 4 of the 5 categories. which are small business, small disadvantaged business, women-owned small business, hub zone, and service-disabled veteran-owned small business. The first OSBU Directors Award goes to the Office of Administration and Resources Management, OARM, for meeting or exceeding the goal in all 5 of the agency's small business procurement categories. Let's see. For the second consecutive year, OARM exceeded the small business, small disadvantaged business, women-owned small business, hub zone, and service-disabled veteran-owned small business contracting goals. Kudos to OARM. Accepting the award is Wesley J. Carpenter. OARM is not alone. The second OSBU Directors Award goes to Region 7 for meeting or exceeding the goal in all 5 of the agency's small business procurement categories. Accepting the award for Region 7 are Donald Denham and Chester Stovall. The next recipient of the OSBU Directors Awards for their outstanding small business accomplishment and exceeding 4 of the 5 small business goals is Region 6. Region 6 exceeded the agency's small business, small disadvantaged business, hub zone, and service-disabled veteran-owned small business procurement goals in fiscal year 2018. Accepting the award on behalf of Region 6 are James McDonald and Deborah Bradford. Congratulations.
Congratulations, madam. Sir?
The next recipient of the OSBU Directors Award for their outstanding small business accomplishments in exceeding 4 out of 5 small business goals is the Office of Research and Development. ORD exceeded the agency's small business, small disadvantaged business, women-owned small business, and service-disabled veteran-owned small business procurement goals in fiscal year 2018. They also exceeded 4 out of 5 in fiscal year 2017. Congratulations. Accepting the award on behalf of ORD is Desmond Mays. Thank you. All right. The final OSBU Directors Award for their outstanding small business accomplishments and exceeding 4 out of 5 goals is the Office of Environmental Information. The Office of Environmental Information exceeded the agency's small disadvantaged business, women-owned small business, hub zone, and service-disabled veteran-owned small business procurement goals in FY 2018. Accepting the award on behalf of the Office of Environmental Information is Wesley J. Carpenter.
Thank you so much, Joan and Venus, for your assistance with those awards. One more round of applause for all of our award recipients this morning. So one big clarification. So we had 2 separate awards this year for the now Office of Mission Support. That's because, recall, we're awarding for accomplishments in fiscal year 18. Come this year, though, Office of Mission Support, you guys are responsible for all of it. So let's see how they do. Right? No pressure. All right, so we're in the home stretch finally for me. And this actually is time for one of the most coveted and most important award of all, and that's the Crystal Duck Award. Now, it really, at this point, doesn't need a whole lot of introduction, but essentially what we're talking about is that elite cadre of small business champions that go above and beyond to support our small business program. So we're looking at their organization, right? But we're also looking at how they support the overall mission of OSDBU. And to get to the selected folks to receive that coveted award, we meet as an office and we talk about you. And we kind of reflect on the whole year and the kind of support that you all provided. This year for the Crystal Duck Award, we have 3 award recipients, and they're representing our program, AA Ships, representing the Regional Contracting Office, and also representing our senior executives. So we are very proud. And I learned a little bit more about each of them in a kickoff event that we had earlier in the week. And what I discovered is that they share 3 characteristics in common. The first that was patently clear to me is that they really do have a dedicated commitment to get the small business job done. And that's really what it takes. You have to want to do it and be deliberate in trying to achieve not only the goals, but all of our program missions. The second thing that they have to have for us, but we heard it from them, is that they're really passionate about supporting us. So they have an unflinching commitment for when we in OSDBU call, they always answer. And so we really appreciate that on their part. And the final thing, which was a really big discovery for me on Tuesday during a panel discussion that we have, is that I learned that they have a healthy sense of competition. I didn't know that. So they are intentionally looking for their office to outshine all of the other organizations. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's what it took to get them this award. So let's introduce them. You can remain seated until I get a chance to say a little bit more about you individually. The coveted Crystal Duck Award goes to Christopher Nolte. It also goes to, where is he, Don Dennison. And finally, to Mr. James McDonald. Let's give them a round of applause. So let's start with Chris Nolte. Well, unfortunately, he's not here today to accept this award on his behalf. He had an emergency come up, and it struck me as so ironic because Chris Nolte is the one program official that when we call, he is always, always here. And then when it's time for him to get an award, guess what? He's not here. But that's kind of indicative of who he is as a person. It's all about the mission and not about him. So Christopher Nolte is the recipient of the Crystal Duck Award for his continuous participation and support in EPA's small business program. He's currently the junior resource official in the Office of Land and Emergency Management and has been instrumental in ensuring OLEM and OSDBU have a very strong and interactive customer relationship. Mr. Nolte is consistent, and he's always front and center supporting us, especially with our outreach events, which is critically important. He lends his invaluable program and his contracts background as a former contracting officer to really share information with businesses, and he's very key in providing counseling assistance whenever possible. We're so very grateful for his support and are so pleased to present him with this year's Crystal Duck Award. Now, accepting the award for Mr. Nolte is Nicole Mills. Nicole, are you in the audience? Ah, there she is. I'm going to scoot over here. All right, now on to our second award recipient, Mr. Donald Denham. Well, I don't know why I got the Region 7 wrong, but I think I know why. It's because I know Region 6 is out to get you guys. They really are. But Don Denham currently is the Regional Acquisition Manager for Region 7 and 10, and he also serves as the lead region for acquisitions. And I have to tell you, in both of those roles, Don, you have been absolutely incredible. When I first started in this position, Don made it a point to schedule time to not only call me, but to meet with me in person. When he was in DC, we had a very long chat, and he pledged his support. I call that passion, Chester, no matter what you tell me. But it was passion to do his job and to do it well. And what he has done is he set the highest standard of excellence for not only the regions, but for all of EPA. You heard earlier that they achieved all 5 of the goals, which is phenomenal. And they continue to outperform so many others. And we've traveled quite a bit to some of the regions. And Don, just in case you haven't heard, it's not only Region 6 that's saying they're out to get you, but many other regions told me that they want that position to be #1. So thank you for that. And I also have to mention that in your lead role, you have provided a voice for us to talk with the other regional acquisition managers, and it's been incredibly helpful. Anytime I ask you to get on the agenda, you make it happen. So I appreciate that and all you do for your organization and all of EPA in supporting the small business program. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Don Denham. And now our final Crystal Duck Award recipient. What, pray tell, can I say about Mr. James McDonald that hasn't already been said? James is the Assistant Regional Administrator for Mission Support in Region 6, and he works hand in hand with his Small Business Coordinator to really make Region 6 Small Business Program shine. And shine it does. What's critically important about what James has done is he has set the priority for his region as a senior leader to achieve its small business goals, to support OSDBU in ensuring that we do well. And we have actually taken all of the points from your playbook to share with other senior leaders on how it should be done. For one, he's constantly communicating the small business message and holding his team accountable. And I will tell you, Deborah calls occasionally, yeah, sometimes frantic, let's be honest. Do we have this? Where's that? Because James is saying it's got to get done, and that's what we need. He asks periodically how things are going. And then finally, I think you said it well when you served on our panel, James, is you do a lot of nudging. Even if that doesn't win you a lot of friends, you know it really does improve the effectiveness of your organization. So we thank you so much for what you do for Region 6, and we thank you so much for supporting us in really providing guidance, assistance to the agency as a whole and to the small business community. So please join me in congratulating James McDonald in receiving this year's Crystal Dot.
I asked Denise if I could say something. First, I want to thank the Academy for this for this honor. You know, this is the Oscars here. But on a serious note, you know, this work does not get done without the people. And I have a great team at Region 6. And Deborah, I wanted to share this award with you and also the rest of Region 6. And thank you so much, Denise and your team, for this recognition.
Oh, absolutely. James, it really is our honor. We really like to recognize good work when we see it. So thank you. Well, guess what? That concludes today's presentation of awards. You have no idea. I hope you get the sense that what we do is important. You heard the statistics that the administrator shared with us early. Small business matter. They really make a difference in creating jobs, innovation, and the global competitiveness of our company. And the extent to which we support them, not only in providing contracting support on the prime and subcontracting level, but helping them out with reducing the regulatory burdens, providing environmental assistance. All of that really helps their business sustainability. So when we say we are partying today, we are partying because we accomplished so much in furthering that mission. So I thank you all for your participation today. I thank the senior leaders again for being here. Region 7, Regional Administrator, phenomenal. That's the kind of senior leadership presence that we need to continue to move the needle going forward. So thank you again. Now, invariably in thanking people, I forget everyone. I really do, and I hear about it. So let me just ask. Well, first let me say to my team in Osdabu, you all are the finest that EPA has to offer. I really think that. Let's just give them an applause. You really can't imagine what goes into planning this event and the entire week of small business activities. So I thank you guys for putting your heart into all that we did. I'm going to ask the team that actually planned this award ceremony to please stand so we can recognize you in particular. Thank you. And there were also a number of folks that helped with the myriad of activities we had throughout the week. So all of the teams that worked in coordinating, planning, and preparing for this past 3 days, I ask you all to please stand. And some folks at the back. Thank you all. Just great work. I couldn't be prouder. And there was a leader just kind of working her magic to make this all come together, and then who added her sense of beauty to all that we did, and I tell you, it was quite attractive. We could not have done this without Miss Joan Rogers, the Deputy Director. Joan, please stand for the excellent work that you always do. All right, so now that you've all indulged us for the last, how long has it been, an hour or so? All right, so we have refreshments. Please stick around for the refreshments to mingle and network, as Deneen will tell me. And also for all of the award recipients, if you would kindly come to the front following the closing of this ceremony so we can take some more pictures. All right, so thank you all. Enjoy the refreshments, and hopefully we'll see you next year celebrating even a bigger and better Small Business Week and accomplishments.